that Keith Cox type that you're talking about.
Right. Right.
You know, I was listening to a podcast earlier this week with Tom Segura and Quentin Tarantino, and they were talking about
Imagine him.
Oh man, yeah, oh
Right.
yeah. It was
Right.
very interesting to get into the mind of Quentin Tarantino. That's always a fascinating place to go. But they were talking about Hollywood and how it's changing, and I don't remember which one, but one of them said that the star is gone. There are no more stars
Right.
that was one thing that I wanted to talk with you about tonight, because a lot of, back in the day when Will Smith came out with a movie, everyone rushed to the theater to see Will Smith. When Meryl Streep came out with a movie, we couldn't wait to see Meryl Streep just dominate the screen. But now, like you said, there's streaming, there's the internet, there's just loads of content. The market is oversaturated, and it's
I don't
hard
even
to
know who's
stand
famous
out.
anymore, man.
Well,
I
that's
don't
it
even know who's famous
exactly.
anymore.
That's it exactly. And as someone who's not an actor, I always looked at actors as people that just wanted their face on the movie poster. Like, I just felt like they wanted to be the star. But now I'm going to see a movie just because I want to see a movie. The people that are in it, there's a dime a dozen of them.
Yeah.
How does that like, what are your thoughts on that from being an actor, from being on the inside of that perspective?
Yeah, I think that's true. It's like movies, I feel like they just don't quite have the hype that they used to. Like when I was a kid, the movies that I grew up loving, Ghostbusters and Back to the Future and like those were like epic movies, and the stars that were in them. Like you see their names, above a title, and you just knew that movie was going to be huge.
Right.
Now I feel like, it feels more like they're trying to almost keep everyone on a more equal footing, to where it seems like more of an ensemble kind of thing, where there's not really like one person or sorry.
Does that bother you as an actor coming from that perspective? Does it matter to you at all that it is more of an ensemble? The competition is huge now to be on top of the game.
No, it's I think it's good in the sense that it's because I never, as much as I want to, always wanted to be a part of something big like that. If you could just be a part of one blockbuster movie or TV series or something that actually becomes a part of popular culture, you're lucky if you get that even once in a lifetime. So, I never really had any illusions of being that top star, being like a Tom Hanks or somebody, like that. It was kind of like if something like that was to happen, it would be great. That would be a tremendous, feather in my cap. But, I think there's probably more opportunity, for more actors to, to shine, because, in those days when you had the big stars, the box office stars, there were plenty of other people that filled out those movies that were really talented, but they didn't really get the recognition,
like the Ed Harris,
because the other people, they were just sort of in the shadows of these other people.
Or blew up later
and
on,
now,
or took them 5 or 6 years to get some sort of status. Like you see movies all the time where they'll have, like, let's say, like, remember when we was talking, Brandon, we was talking about Cheers, and I was like, Woody Harrelson, and you was like, yeah, it's hard to believe that he got to start on Cheers and whatnot. and then like later on he became like Woody Harrelson and shit.
Right. No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a, perfect example.
Yeah.
And I think now with the, basically with the pretty much with the explosion of the internet, starting back in like the mid 90s, everything changed because now everybody has access to so much more stuff. And so that kind of thing and social media and YouTube and Google and even just all of these conventions, all these fan conventions and stuff, it's changed the culture to the point where, a lot of the people that maybe wouldn't have gotten noticed in these movies a long time ago, now there's like, there's a whole fan base of people out there who are just happy to, they're like, oh my gosh, that's the guy from, whatever movie. And so that has sort of turned things around, and it's given, I think it's allowed, some of those actors that would have sort of faded into the background, it's allowed them to shine a little bit more. But I do sort of miss the days with the big summer blockbusters and I can remember getting excited about movie trailers and everything when I was a kid, and like you couldn't wait for a movie to come out because then the trailer was all you had. You didn't have all these spoilers out there. You didn't have people that were already basically telling you the entire plot of the movie before it's even released.
I think it should be a federal law that you cannot post anything on social media until a product has been out for 48 hours. And they should prosecute the shit out of you if you break that law. That is my... Like, I get mad to this day just talking about comicbookfucking.com because they ruined the last episode of Mandalorian season 1. It come out on Thursday. I got up to go to work on Thursday and was sitting on first break and pulled out my phone, and it described the ending of the episode. And I lost my shit in the cafeteria. Like, are you kidding? I blocked them on every single thing I could find on my phone. Like, oh, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Now, I do also want to talk about some of the negative sides of being an actor.